Oh, hello.
Oh, we're live. Where's the countdown? Where's the countdown?
Seamless, Jay. Seamless.
Oh, good evening, gents. Good evening.
Good evening.
See ya.
Hiya.
I don't know where the countdown went there. I really don't know where it's gone. Anyway, first of all, good to see you. Seems ages. Oops. Wait up. Got sounds in the background. Oh dear, it's going to be a long night. Let me tell you.
2 hours to be precise.
First live stream, Friday night live stream on Jay's Real Reef UK, and the last one. Okay, first ever.
You never know. We should just put it to a public vote and let the public demand when you come back on.
It's already decided. But evening, gents. Honestly, it's so good to see you all. It seems absolutely ages since we did this.
It does.
Christmas, New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year to you all, gents. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year,
everyone. You too, Jay. Yeah.
Should we have a look who's in the chat then? Which Hall of Famers are in the chat?
See if you can do it.
He's in there. Happy New Year to you guys. Russell Brooks is in. Quite a few actually. AB Reef is in as well. Happy New Year, mate. Tekker's Reefer is in as well. Fish no shit.
Question is, Jay, can you get a comment on the screen? That's the big challenge for you.
Yeah. Can I get wait up? Let me just do it. Hey, Brit's in. Cajun Reefer. Love to see you. Happy New Year as well to you. Backshift Reefer. All the best, mate. Michael Butler's in. Reef King. Wow, all the big guns are in tonight. Thank you for joining us on the first live stream of 2022. Happy New Year. Cottage Reef's in. Mark Dodd's in. Julie's in.
Julie.
It's going to be a good night. Julie's in to keep us on track. It's going to be a really good night. I'm put a bit to that. Evening to Woody and Jackie and anybody else who I've missed out there. Michael Butler, best behaviour, Michael, tonight, please. Don't want too much grief. And evening
hey,
to
look at
Aaron's in as well. So
look at Backshift Reefer as well. He said he's even took an early dart. Took an early finish just so he could watch the live. Now that's dedication, isn't it?
Seriously, where's? How do I get a? So this is first go at getting a comment up here. Right, here we go. Let's see where that is. Is it that?
He's done it.
One, is it? Have a crack.
He's done it.
Yeah. Meltdown using this. I'm not very good. Let's have a look. I can't even find it. Right, I'm going to say this, a bit of a disclaimer. Apologies if I miss your comment. I'll try and get as many as I can on the screen, but it's going to be a bit of a nightmare and a steep learning. Here he is. What dedicated follower of the live stream. Finished early. Thank you so much, mate, for joining us. I hope it's worth it, to be honest. I hope we don't let you down.
I have a feeling it will be worth it tonight, mate. I really do.
Well, I know. Happy New Year to every single one of you, and hope you're having a good one so far. So, talking of the holidays, 2 weeks with the tank, a lot of time that to get your hands in there and have a mess around and have a play about with some new equipment or add new corals or fish or things like that. What have we been up to? What's been going on in the last couple of weeks? Let's and in the chat, please join in with us in the chat. What you've been up to over Christmas holidays and New Year? Any new equipment? Any new additions? Please fill the chat up with everything that's going on. I'm going to start with, maybe I need to explain this. That Steve has not been very, very well, have you, Steve?
I haven't, mate. No.
He's got the bug.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I caught COVID on the, I think it was the 30th of 30th it was. So hence my New Year was just shocking. Couldn't do anything, and it wasn't as bad as the first time. Now I must disclaim this that I haven't had the second jab. So I've had the 2 jabs originally, but I haven't had the booster. The booster jab yet.
Third one, yeah.
I just, because when I had the second one, it just made me ill. So I just went against it and said, listen, I don't know what they're putting in it. And it was like, for me, so I never went. But I'm glad I did it in a way because I caught whatever the second one was. My body's fought it and now I feel 10 times better now, you know what I mean? So back ready to go, can't wait, you know what I mean? But I was pretty rough for about 3 or 4 days. But then it just seemed to, it just went. It was more like a thumping headache, migraine headache all the time. Just couldn't get rid of it. So, thankfully, back through it, mate, and
And
A bit of
the
it.
good thing about
I-
isolating is you're with your tank, aren't you?
I didn't even clean the glass. I didn't even clean the glass and anything, mate. I just let it. I didn't do nothing. I didn't feed the fish for 3 days. I just was in bed. I was like, just left it. I didn't do nothing, mate. Absolutely nothing for 3 days.
Well, you do get it bad, don't you? When you had it, you had it bad last time, didn't you?
Yeah, they're all swimming about, so it's not too bad, mate. But yeah, thanks for asking anyway. Appreciate it.
Well, we hope you're feeling better. I reckon some people in the chat have probably had the virus as well. It's been difficult to avoid on it this time. But
absolutely.
The perks are you have to spend 10 days with your tank, so win-win. It's all good.
Yeah.
All good. So have you done anything reefing-wise over the last 2 weeks then, Steve? What's been going on?
Before I was ill, I bought the which I posted in the last video. I'm getting a bit like you were posting videos now, Jake. I'm leaving it. You know what I mean? So I've got to get one made. You know what I mean? I've got one in the pipeline, but yeah, I bought the Holy Grail, the white tip Holy Grail from a friend.
Yes, yeah.
Thriving. I bought a little rock from Kraken Corals, which I put down. It's on the stand bed now. I put the Gonioporas in there, and I also put that Montipora that I bought from Kraken Corals at the Kraken Corals meet. That's at the front as well, right on it. So, and they're loving life. I've never been successful with Gonioporas. It's a hit and miss one for me. You know what I mean? I tend to relatively keep a lot of the coral, and they seem to do okay. But with Gonioporas, it's one of those ones. It's either they'll take for a week or two, and they'll fry, and then the next they'll go, and they'll just like, what's going on here? And then you panic then because you check all your water. But we say it time and time again, don't panic of one coral dying. Just didn't say it to your tank, you know what I mean? Because you'll just be chasing numbers and looking for things. But touch wood, it's not been doing too bad. I had an issue with the skimmer. Skimmer went mad for some strange reason. The Red Sea skimmer, that just before Christmas, that was Christmas Day, started going overflowing for some reason. Don't know why. So I raised it up on the ledge, on the platform thing that I bought. And it left it, turned it completely down so there's no flow going through it. And I think it was about 2 days later it started to settle down. So I don't know what irritated it. I think it was something to do with my daughter. She was using airspray in the kitchen. So I'm thinking, like, it's something to do with that. You know what I mean? And it's drafted into the because she always shuts the kitchen door. But I think maybe a little bit might have just got through into the tank, and it just it just goes to show how delicate those skimmers are. Just the finest little thing in the water column, it just goes mad. It wants to take it out. So I did that, and thankfully after a few days it was okay and stuff. And then, like I said, and then I caught COVID. So for me, I didn't do anything for three or 4 days, and I've only just started to clean. I cleaned all the glass.
Because you're on the live stream.
Gave it a proper good scrub. That's the sump as well. Cleaned the sump out. There was a bit of detritus in the sump, so I did that. Not yesterday, the day before, and everything now back up and running, mate. Really good. Everything's
nice.
I've not killed anything.
What's that?
I've not killed anything, so that's okay for now. You know what I mean?
That is that's success in reefing, because it's quite easy to do that as well, isn't it? I mean, I know you just mentioned Gonioporas there, and I've just bought a Goniopora from Signature Frags when I went the other day. I posted it in the chat. I was like, I've just bought this new Goniopora, and you went. I was like, what have I done? I don't know if anybody else has that experience, but I was like, what have I done? And then Steve's like, oh well, they're tricky, and then Paul was like, don't go there, kind of thing. They're really difficult, with certain tanks, but I hope I've made the right choice.
I think it depends, as we was discussing, around the pink, and there's a red with kind of green base. I find the pink and red are probably the hardest. I haven't got a massive amount of experience. I've only had about 4 or 5, and it's more the harder ones. So I've got a pink one at the moment, and it's going okay. It's not thriving, but I wouldn't say it's dying off. I've just moved it to one of the other tanks. But they can be hit and miss, I would say. Some people have some great success. I mean, you've already got one, haven't you? And it's been going for a little while, so that's a massive plus, Joe.
Yeah, I've got a dwarf one, Blossom something it's called. I don't know really.
Yeah.
It's got a fancy name.
Oh, it's
just
that.
red.
Yeah, it's that thingy blossom. Yeah,
Holy
stunning. That.
Grail Blossom or something it's called.
Yeah, yeah, the red one.
And it's doing really, really well at the moment. But
Yeah.
I'm getting into Goners because they're a bit torch-like, aren't they? I mean, I love
They are
torches.
nice.
You get that dancing spray with them.
Especially if you get like the long tentacle ones, there's some long, really long tentacle ones. They're just like absolutely stunning. Especially when they turn into a big colony, they just look absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they do. Sorry, there's a lot of people that bought lots of things in the chat.
Do you want to go through those comments, and then I've got a question for Steve on something.
Yeah,
go through the comments first,
just going right back. So I think Fish No Chips, he's bought a new tank. I know,
New tank on order.
Yeah, new tank. New tank.
I know,
what did you go for, Fish No Chips? What have you bought there? Julie's, who's this? Oh, Jackie. Jackie's picked up a new 30-litre second-hand tank. I reckon.
New 30-litre tank.
Yeah, 30 litres. So nano, isn't it? That?
Yeah.
Nice little nano. Second-hand as well. You can save a lot of money.
UK Reef Bro's been spending there. He says he's
I know, look at him. Wow.
CO2 scrubber, new Delta UV. He's gone out on big time, hasn't he?
I know what we're saying. It's Blue Monday next Monday. We're all skint. I reckon UK Reef Bro. I think he's already skint after this shot. Look at that. What a shot there. Awesome. I guess, have you got a new tank, a new setup there going on? Some good stuff. UV.
Michael Butler's got a sailfin tank and a bicolor angelfish. The bicolor angelfish are lovely, beautiful.
Nice.
But they're stunning. But aren't they hit and miss with eating coddles and all that, like SPS and stuff like chewing at it and stuff? The angelfish.
Angelfish usually are, but there are some exceptions. I don't know if bicolour is one of those that takes a fancy to certainly the soft tissue like scollies and trackies or not. So maybe Michael can give us some more information there around. Is it? Is it a big risk, or is it one of those that could go rogue but are okay from an angelfish? There isn't many angelfish that would be okay, but that might be one of them. I don't know.
Mm.
Some nice pieces there.
The next one down from the Hana. I tried the Hana nitrate API check. I did that, and I've done that since Ross posted it up. And I didn't believe it at first. I thought, no, I'm not having this. This just can't be right. You know what I mean? You know what you do? You think it's like an April Fool's joke, don't you? You know, you think like, there's no chance this is right. But I've done it. Honestly, God, every time I've done a test with the nitrate powder, I thought I'm gonna just try it with you, and it's literally come back within 0.1, 0.01, 0.02 of the nitrate. So from now on, I'm not even going to buy any powders. I'm just going to stick to that. I'm not even going to use the powders. I'm just going to use the API.
That's the thing. You consider the Hana checker is within 0.2 anyway. So if you're one, then
exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not 0.2. It's within 2.
0.2, not 0.2. Yeah, that's right.
No, I think it's actually 2 ppm. It's within Steve. I don't think it's point. I think it's a solid.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's 2 ppm plus or minus.
Yeah, so if you're getting within 1 of that reading, then brilliant.
Exactly. For me, that's what I mean, mate. For me, it's a no-brainer. It absolutely works for sure. And I've tested four times since I got that liquid, and it's basically come back identical. You know what I mean? So it's for me that says to me like it works 100%. So I'm just going to keep using that stuff for sure.
What did you do then, Steve? What did you actually do with it?
Exactly the same stuff as what it says on the bottle. So you shake it for 2 minutes and then you put it in. You do exactly what the actual instructions are for the API test, but you just stick it in the Hana checker. You know what I mean?
All right.
And do it as if you're doing a Hana powder. You know what I mean? And then it comes back. You press the button, 7 minutes, and it comes back exactly the same, mate. Exactly.
So basically, you're substituting the powder out for the API liquid in.
Yeah.
And how much liquid do you have to put in? Is it just a couple of drops? Or?
It's 10 drops of each. So you copy exactly the direction of what the API is, but you use the format of the nitrate tester. So you'll mix the 10 drops originally, yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's 2 minutes or a minute, yeah? You shake it. Then you put it in the nitrate into the Hannah checker. You press the button, it'll read it, and then it'll go finger 2. And then you'll take it out.
Right,
you put the other 10 drops in, shake it for 2 minutes, and then you'll put it in, and then you'll do exactly what it says for the API test. What you do for the API, you just put in it in the Hannah checker.
Right, I'm with
That's
you.
what you're doing, mate. And it comes back identical, literally identical, mate. I couldn't believe it. I was blown away with it. So, and it's a no-brainer.
Is it because it's cheaper to buy the API than it is to buy the reagents of Hannah? Is that what it is?
It's £11 to buy the API 2 liquids, which gets you 90 tests. Do you know what I mean? So whereas you're getting 25 powders for 25 quid. So it's costing you £1.
That is massive saving.
Mm-hmm.
Massive saving.
And it's normally £1 a test, isn't it? Really, that's how it works out. Roughly.
Yeah.
So for me, it just not only does it just make sense of doing it, you know what I mean? It's just like, all right, it takes a little bit longer because you got to mix them up for 2 minutes, or shake them up for 2 minutes, or this time. So what if it's going to give me a reason? Like Ross says, even if it's 1 ppm or 2 ppm off, either plus or minus, I'm not really that. If it was off like by stupid amount, like say 5 or 10, then we're talking different. 1 or 2 ppm is nothing. So for me, it's 100%. It's the way to go. 90 tests compared to 25, £11 compared to £25. It's just a no-brainer. Do you know what I mean? And it works. As long as it works, that's the main thing.
There you go.
That's why I haven't gone down the Hannah route, because with 3 tanks, and I know you quite often you've got alkalinity, nitrate, and some kind of phosphate. That is £3 for those 3. Do that cost £9 a week if you're testing all 3 of those every week. And I must admit, I'm happy with the test kits that I've been using for years. It's a lot cheaper to run. So I mean, what are you going to do, Ross? You use Hannah, didn't you? But when you go to 2-3 tanks, are you going to stick with Hannah? Because it's going to put the weekly price up. I know in the scheme of things it might be cheap. You've been using Hannah for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to stick with Hannah, to be honest, mate. It's one of those things you just factor in when you're getting another tank. You say, that is what it is. You just need to deal with that. It's not, on the grand scheme of things, it's a couple of quid extra every month. So for me, I'm going to stick with it because I'm used to it now. I like the way it works. It's easy to do. It's accurate. So yeah, I'll stick with that. For me, going back to the colours now, don't get me wrong, when I cycle the new tank, I'll use probably the API kit or whatever it was I used before, just for the sake of testing it, because I'm testing it every day. But when it comes to the actual weekly tests like I do in the little tank, I'll just use the Hannahs as normal, mate. I will probably do what Steve's done and get the API reagent, but I'll still use the Hannah checkers, definitely.
Yeah. I wondered if there's any hacks for the other tests, because obviously that's nitrate.
I know,
if there's anything for alkalinity or anything like that. There'll be people trying away, because if it's £1 a shot, and you can replicate that on, say, especially alkalinity, because people quite often test that more than once a week, don't they? If you could do that same kind out, that would save even more, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But the way you look at like alkalinity, say, in the Hannah checker, it's only like £9 or £8 for the bottle. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, so okay. It's not so bad.
It's not too bad for that. Do you know what I mean? It's only when it comes down to the powders, so the phosphates, the calciums, stuff like that. Those powders, they're all £25.
So they're in the sachet, so it's £25 and it's £1 a shot. Whereas at the alkalinity, do you get a little bottle when you do X number of drops in, so it's no different to any of the other test kits?
Yeah.
I use Red Sea, and that's got a little. You just drip it into it, and then you do whatever. Okay, so it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Right.
No. The alkalinity is okay. You know what I mean? But it's just when it comes to powder. When it's the powders, it's
a bit more expensive.
I really don't know where to get the prices from, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, why it's so expensive. It can't be the packaging, because it comes in a little tiny 2-inch by 2-inch box. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like...
Yeah. You can't even get them. Awesome.
You know what I mean? It's just... £25, it just does seem excessive for the powders. And like we spoke about before, you're paying £70 for the machine, and then 20, depending on how many times you test your tank. Like you just said, Paul, if you was testing all 3 or 4 of your tanks, that's £4, even if you tested it once a week. Do you know what I mean? If it's testing it twice a week, £8 at that, it's a lot of money. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah.
Keep testing.
But nothing more important than the chemistry of your water. That's the thing. So that's why we spend time doing it, isn't it? So it's quite
absolutely. That's why I use others, like things like the ELOS kit. I use a phosphate. That's a really good kit. I've been using that for years. And I must admit, on the alkalinity, the Red Sea one, I found that one okay. It's easy to read, and it's been pretty reliable for all the years I've had. It's probably the only kit. Oh no, I've had Salifert as well for alkalinity. I just find it easier to read. But I know why people go to Hannah route, because it's digital, isn't it? So you can see it a lot easier.
Yeah,
so it makes perfect sense. So Steve, one of the questions I want to ask you, I know you got a CO2 scrubber, and seeing one of the comments in there, I'm probably going to bite the bullet and do a CO2 scrubber for the tank in the garage, because the pH rarely gets, it goes between about 7.8, 7.9 and no higher. And it's definitely, I think, the reason why I struggle with SPS in that tank. Chalice, LPS, all of that, no problem. But I have strung the tanks, 3 months short of 2 years. So I think it's got to be something to do with that. I think the pH, having read so much about pH and how much more it seems to be people putting importance on it. How easy was it to set up the CO2 scrubber? From what I've seen, it looks pretty easy, but I know you use it.
Yeah, so isn't it? You just get, you can get the packs, can't you? I think Charterhouse do the packs as well. If I'm not mistaken, in fact, that's where I got mine from, actually, Charterhouse.
Yeah.
It comes with the tubing. It comes with the adapters, the stuff like that. Yeah, it comes with everything really, like a top thing to tighten it and stuff, and obviously the CO2 scrubber. And then all you have to buy then is it never came with any of the solder line, because that's what you put in it. But I bought mine. I'll send you the link. I've got a link for it. But I bought mine from an actual hospital, hospital grade solder line, what they actually put in, in things in hospitals. Yeah, I buy it from there. I think you get a 5 litre tub for 26 quid, 25 quid or something it is, for a 5 litre like tub, like packet sort of thing, and it lasts forever, mate. It just because what it is, they're all white beads, you see, but they turn turquoise.
Yeah, I saw that. They all turn colours, so you know when to change it.
So you know when it's being used up, because it turns a different colour. So I have that in my tank. But to set it up, I'll drill it with little tiny screws into the side of the whole thing near where my skimmer was going to be, and then I directly put it into the Ventura, from my skimmer. So obviously it was sucking in the air, and then coming through the Ventura, getting the air from outside, and then going into the actual CO2 scrubber. Hence, taking all the stuff out of the air.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Aquati do the actual scrubber parts themselves. Obviously, you need to fill it with the media, but I'm sure they do the scrubber parts, and they're actually really, really cheap as well. So
I was thinking of doing it as a DIY, because I've seen you get the canisters that you use for RO. You've got to have an intake for the air to come in, and then a tube out of that, so it obviously filters, comes in, goes through, then goes out, and then you put it into your skimmer intake, don't you? So I just need to sort that out for the Deltec, and because it's by the garage door, I can either put it underneath the garage door so it's actually taking air from outside, or I can feed it up through and outside. So it's in the right place, so I can get the pipe outside to bring in fresh air, because otherwise I'm just bringing in air from the garage, which is fine. But of course, then it will go through the media and probably use the media quicker, because if the air in the garage is crap, it's going to have to take out more, so it's going to use it quicker. So I think I might go the DIY route, or I could just buy a complete kit. I suppose it depends how lazy I want to be. But yeah, it's a fair point, Ross. I might have a look and see what parts I've got. I saw Reef King had put on there about Kalkwasser. I did think of Kalkwasser, because I know that does increase it, but I don't really dose that much because it's all LPS. I dose about 8 to 10 millilitres a day if I'm not doing water changes of the all for Reef, and that's it. So it's not really dosing that much because it's LPS. The consumption, even though things are growing pretty well in it, the consumption is really low. I do the odd water change as well, so obviously that helps. So I did think of Kalkwasser. I thought this one might be just an easier one to do and less to do with it. All you got to do is set it up and then wait for it to turn colour, change colour, and then change it over. Is that pretty much it, Steve?
Yeah, exactly. And if you can plug it outside, going into fresh air, mate, that is the best way by far. To raise your pH, we all know, if you can get oxygen from outside, it's a no-brainer. You know, it's just like I've said before in the past. My tank is just right in the middle of my house. In what says Ross has seen it, and it's just like right in the middle. I can't run a cable, a tubing all the way outside. I mean, during the summer, I open the windows and stuff, and my pH does go up. You know what I mean? Because I open the blinds, I open the window, you know, the window, and I open everything. So we're getting air from outside. So the pH, you can definitely see it even go up even more. I think I've had it at 8.32 or 8.33 or something at one point. You know, when in the thing. But during the winter, obviously it's freezing, and we can't. My missus won't have the windows open for sure. Do you know what I mean? So it's, I tend to get now about 8, but I'm getting at one time I was getting 7.7 or something, 7.8. It was like shocking. It's a small room, you know. There's 4 of us in here, you know, and obviously, you know, it's the tank's taking it all in of all our crap, you know what I mean? So really, it's not the best work course. But since I put that CO2 scrubber in, I'm getting about 8.1 ish, 8.12. Not much more, but I would prefer 8.3, 8.4, but it's just I can't get to that unless I open windows and doors.
So the tank behind me, because it's got doors, there is a grill there that you can open and close, and because that's open, it's probably about 18 inches long, and the fresh air comes in and obviously goes into the tank. So I've never had problems with that. The pH, because has always been above 8, and so the SPS grow really, really well, and so therefore the LPS take care of themselves. But in the garage, there's no natural light or any kind of air coming in, so that's why I got the problem there. There's a couple of questions about why is pH important. There's really good videos on BRS TV, but in effect, what they've found is pH, I think, between about 8.1, 8.3, some of the tests they've done, I think it's at 8.3, they've seen growth of about 50% quicker and also the structure of SPS and everything is less brittle. So a higher pH leads to stronger growth, stronger corals, and it seems to be more and more people are talking about it and seeing it as more and more important. Because when I came into the hobby 7 years ago, no one really talked about pH, and it's only really been the last 12, 18 months, I would say, it's got any kind of prominence, I think, Steve, I would say. So some really good videos. BRS, obviously they push it a lot because they do a lot of the media and they do all the stuff, so you can buy all the stuff through them if you're being cynical. But I found there's some really good videos and tests around what they've done and how it's improved their tanks.
I did watch the BRS one with Randy and stuff like that, and that was fascinating. It showed you because they did separate tanks, didn't they, where they would run one lower pH and one higher. And the growth was like 50% on most of the corals. That was it. Identical corals, exactly the same. Everything was exactly the same. The water, the salinity, everything was perfect. Was exactly, other than the pH was higher in one of the tanks, and it showed you the growth rate.
It's like night and day, isn't it? It's like night and day. The colour and the growth. If you've got high pH, it's absolutely significant. In fact, I watched that BRS TV video on growth of corals, and they bang on about it so much on there. I think it's becoming like one of the main parameters to actually, keep your eye on and watch.
I think it is,
pH above 8.4 is like the goal. I know it's really really high and hard, but
like the holy grail. The holy grail
of pH, above 8.4.
Really. Which is what Woody's saying there. Now, Kalkwasser, which is mentioned a couple of times, is also really good. And I saw Carl put in there about that. Obviously, Kalkwasser does watch on LPS. Yeah, absolutely. It's just because it's not consuming that much at this stage. If I had high consumption, then I would definitely go down the Kalkwasser route and then have some kind of top up if for alkalinity and stuff if my Kalkwasser wasn't big enough. But as it's not consuming that much, I'm going to go down the CO2 scrubber route to begin with. if that works and I get SPS and all of a sudden my consumption and out goes through the roof, then I would switch out a dosing and then set up a kalkwasser. But that's the reason. The only reason why is that I don't think the kalkwassers. The consumption of alkalinity in that is high enough at the moment to justify kalkwasser. That's the only reason why I'm not going down that route. But if it was, I would definitely go. I would definitely use it.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing the couch stir, going that route, couch stir and stuff like that. And
kalkwasser,
I'm gonna price it all up because obviously my alkalinity consumption in here is just stupid now. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say what I'm going to do, but things are going to change in the way I dose the tank. It's going to be coming maybe in the next month or two, but the alkalinity, in fact, every consumption in that tank seems to be going stupid. You know what I mean? I think I'm up to about 275, 280 mil a day consumption in that tank now of the
is that the alkalinity? Is that
alkalinity calcium? Because you've got to dose them all in equal parts to maintain the stability. I mean, I tested the tank 2 days ago, and everything come back bang on. Like now I run the tank around between 8.5 and 9.5, so that 1 DK swing. That's what I tend to keep it at, and it tends to stay about 8.9 now, 8.85, 8.9. Seems to have found that spot. But it just and then calcium and alkalinity, calcium and magnesium, 440, and then 1380, 1400 in magnesium. So I found that spot. But if I raise the alkalinity by dosing more alkalinity in it, I need to then raise the magnesium and I need to raise the calcium as well at the same time. So even though they might not need it, for some reason it balances itself out. They'll never go higher. So they'll always stay 440, 1380. They'll always be in line because it's stable. But with the alkalinity consumption, it's just I'm changing those I'm literally every 16 days, 5 liters, 5 liters, 5 liters, 5 liters. It's just like you're on the jolt, with it all. And sometimes I forget, like I'm like, oh my God, last time I ran out with a strong, the things that you put in it, all the trace elements. And I was like, oh my God, and nobody had them. So it was like my own stupid fault. They'd all sold out. And I was like, well, they're going to have to run without it. You know what I mean? And then I managed to get some, and then I just put it in on the next batch. But it's just, there's a few ways that I'm going to probably go. I'm not going to say where I'm going to do because I'm not 100% decided on where I want to go at the moment. But definitely a few things in the pipeline for sure. But
how do we measure pH then? How are we all measuring pH? Because I've got that little Amazon pen, which is, I know we need to be measuring this very regularly. But are you used to Salifert here?
I use that.
That's the one I use, mate.
So I've got Apex. So I've got Apex in the garage, an old one. I just bought a new probe, and then I've got Apex over this one, which actually I probably should replace it, but I know it's been consistently above 8 since I set it up, so I don't worry about that anymore because. As some of the other people have said in the comments, they're close to the window, they have the window open. That definitely is a massive benefit. And I think the problem you've got is obviously it's not near a window, don't have the windows open, and I've got the problem in the garage. So if you can have a tank near the window, as long as it's not, mine's north facing, so I've got no issue with the sun coming in other than first thing in the morning. I think we've discussed this before, Jay, haven't we? Around your tank, is that north facing your windows? So you don't have the sun other than first thing in the morning.
North facing. Yeah, so it doesn't get direct sunlight, and obviously then I've got the window, which is always next to it. So I tend to buffer quite a high pH. Yeah. But I used one of these pH pens. I think Ross got one at the same time. He always quits me. And I'll show you how bad it is. Right? I'll do it live now, and I'll dip it in the tank, and the numbers just dance about. You don't even know what number it's going to be. But obviously, if it comes back at 8.4 or 8.3, then I'm chuffed a bit.
I've done a test with those pens. I don't know if you remember that, Jay, but I've done a test with them and they're miles out, mate. Absolutely miles out. But the thing, so I'm very similar to you guys. I've got, so the window there's 2 opening windows in that, and both sides have got little vents, like Paul says. I keep both of them open all the time, and it seems to keep my pH about between 8.1 to 8.3, depending when you test it. But that's when mine goes, and no issues at all.
I don't know if you can. I don't know how well you're going to get this. Oops.
I'm going to guess 12, Jay.
I was going to say put yourself on full screen.
Can you see it? I don't know if
put yourself on full screen.
How do I do that? How do I do that? Wait,
Well, underneath the four of us, you got your buttons, haven't you?
There
You
you
go.
go.
There you go.
There we go. Can you see it now?
No,
It's just
I can't
dancing
see the
about.
reading.
Oh, I'll tell you what it says: 8.11, 8.15, 8.10. Yeah, so it just dances about, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
That's
Seems
not
right. Yeah,
8.1. That's quite low. That's quite
but it
acidic.
is night though. It is night time. Usually,
Yes,
you have a
nighttime.
drop off. That's
Yeah,
why people use
I've
things
had
like
people around for Christmas. That's what's ruined it. I've had people breathing in my house. But yeah, 8.1. Not happy with that. I want it back up again. Let's open that window. That'll help. There we go. So yeah, I need to get rid of this and get something a bit more reliable for pH. I think that's the
To be
plan.
fair, the little Salifert kit does the job for me. It's quite accurate, to be honest. I've tested it against the other solutions that I've got, and it's pretty good.
Do you test that at the same time of the day? Have you tried different times? Because you probably get different readings, different times. I suspect.
Yeah,
But I
so
don't know.
you do get different readings, but what I've actually got is I've got an alarm on my phone that's set for 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night, and that's when I do my testing at that exact time.
Okay.
So that it's always going to be the same time. I mean, if you're 5-10 minutes either way, even half an hour, probably not a big difference. But I certainly wouldn't test lunchtime one day and then tea time the following day or something. It's just going to be completely different.
Wow, Ryan's cracked it here. 8.6.
Wow.
pH.
Ooh.
Wow. On a 425 XL. Windows
Is
are
his tank
open.
outside?
That's it. We need to put our coats on, guys, and open those windows. That's the best answer. Save yourself hundreds of pounds. Get the window open.
Wow. That is mad.
It certainly helps.
I've got pH at 8.6. I tell you. Wow.
I know, yeah. I bet the tank looks good. Are you on Instagram, Ryan? Can we see your tank at all? That'd be good if we can see it. Yeah. Usually high pH, the tanks look really healthy.
The other thing I heard was people who run Triton.
Are you in the UK?
The Triton elements also raise pH. I know things like an algae refugium does as well. So there's a few things you can use to help raise it.
What's this here? Dose calc slurry into the skimmer. I've never heard that one. How does that work?
I don't even know what that is.
Should that be dose calc slowly into the skimmer?
Oh yeah, yeah, it could be. Dose calc slowly into the skimmer. Could be, yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I know calc wash, you have to be careful, but I saw the Woody's been using it for 15 years. It used to be really popular, but it's not that doesn't seem that popular in the UK. Maybe it will become more popular as people start to focus more on pH, and if you've got a high consumption of alkalinity, that it will do both, won't it?
There you go, Paul. That makes you buy one. Quicker growth.
Wow.
pH is at 8.4. Corals love it, don't they?
That's the stuff that I use. Spherosorb medical grade soda lime. That's the one.
So where did you get that from? Can you? I'll have to Google it.
He goes to the hospital every week with COVID, doesn't he? He just picks it up.
He's got a prescription.
Moxie, you here for your COVID test? No, I come from the medical grade.
I get it from a chemist.
He's on prescription for it. There you go. Lasts about 2 weeks. That must be quite expensive as well then. pH.
I've just done a quick Google for this Spherosorb stuff there. You can get 5 litres of it for around about £30 anywhere, eBay, all these kind of places. It's £30 for 5 litres.
Yeah,
excellent. Sorry, I'm just going through the comments now.
That's where I get mine from. Medistock medical supplies. Medistock medical supplies.
Send me the link, and I'll mention. Do I get a 10% discount if I mention Logsy?
Yeah,
it's $17.99, so they say it, but it's not, because then you put your postage in your finger, so it goes up. You put another £5, £6 on it. So I'll send you the link over. Medistock.
Okay, thank you.
It's good stuff.
No, it was slurry. Where is it now? Yeah,
it is slurry.
It was slurry.
Milk. I don't know what the hell that
slurry
is.
Milk. Never done that.
I haven't used a calc washer, so I don't know.
Is there any videos on this that we can see? I like to research things before I do things like that, but
I have to look into that.
Yeah, have a tell us a bit more if you can, or post a link or a website that we can look at it.
Most Reef put down is, do any of you guys, I think, let's see, is it test for iodine? Because it is supposed to be good for gonioporas, I believe. That's when I got that information off that guy. Now, I always dose iodine now into my tank. I don't test for it, but I dose
iodine every 10 days.
I dose 4 drops weekly of it. I just put 4 drops in. That's, the iodine. I just put 4 drops, not of that stuff, but obviously of the thing, but I dose it, and only because a guy said, dose iodine, because gonioporas, for some reason, supposedly love it. And ever since I've done it,
and
my
zoas do as well. Zoas love it as well.
Yeah. So whether it's
Jay,
just
do you
in my
test for your iodine?
do love it. I don't know.
Jay, do you test for your iodine or not?
Do I?
Yeah.
Well, Jay, no, I don't.
I think he's answered the question.
Right. There's one rule in reefing: don't put anything in your tank that you're not testing for, right?
Yeah.
So I'm about to send off for an ICP test.
Jay, that's what the same ICP test.
Is that the one you got?
That's the one you bought at Kraken,
in
isn't it?
October.
Wait up, it's gone out of date. It's been that long since I
You're
bought
going to
it.
run out then, mate. It's going to go out of date.
But it tests for iodine, so I will test. But I've been underdosing, Ross. So I'm definitely under.
Yeah. I'm saying nothing.
You're saying nothing. No, I don't test.
The good one about that one, the Red Sea one, if you dose their calcium alkalinity, you can dose the iodine based on how much calcium you dose. Because I used to use that, because that's part of the ABCD, isn't it? Of the minor, the reef, the colours.
Yeah.
So I used to dose that, and then when I did an ICP, it worked really well. So if I was dosing, I think it was 20 mil a day. I think that's how much you dose a week. I can't remember the instructions on there. So that way you can do it. Because testing things like iodine, potassium's an awful one. Have you ever tried to test potassium? The test kits are awful. I got a test kit from someone and tried it. It was just like, it was one of the worst kits I've ever used. It's worse than your 17-minute nitrate one, is all I can say. it was an awful. So I rely on ICP for that. But you could dose that and dose the Red Sea calcium, and then it should be okay, according to Red Sea. And I found it to be all right.
Yeah, someone said it's a good idea to dose it for the health of corals and healing and coloration and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. But also you can if you overdose. I think Reefing and a few other people. Then if you go OTT, then it can wipe out. I wouldn't say all your corals, but it certainly kills those. It has an adverse effect. So it's that fine balance, isn't it?
Yeah. You've got to be really careful with it.
So how much you dose?
This bottle's going to last me about 5 years.
How much you dose?
I'm serious. I use the tiniest little bit ever, but I don't know. I don't know if it's added more colour to the corals or not. It's not for them sticks at the top. A couple of sticks have gone brown, but but I don't know. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Because you change things. You know, you can't say, well, it was that thing that actually triggered that, or it's what's.
Also, the big thing with that is when you change something, there's usually about 2 weeks before you'll see a difference in it. So people think, I've tried that and there's nothing happened. And then you see something happen in the tank and go, what's caused that? But it was 2 weeks ago what's caused that. So you really need to watch that. I know a lot of people say that, I've done that and nothing's happened, but you're going to see a couple of weeks before things change.
Yeah. So, we decided that it is important to have it in there, but do you test for it, Steve? Because you got out of that one.
Well, no, I did do. I've got the iodine test, but it's the same as what Paul said. It's an absolute faff, of like how many different things you've got to do, like how many different, procedures you've got to do for it. So I don't bother, but I mean, I did see Nick saying, you're not blind dosing here, Steve? Oh, you're testing for it. I'm not testing for it. And the only reason I say this is on the actual dosage for my tank, it says 2 drop. It says 3 drops per 100 mil. per 100 litres of water. Now, my tank is 350 litres, so by rights, I should be putting 11, 12 drops in there.
Yeah.
But I'm not. All I'm actually doing is putting 4 drops in every week. That's all I'm doing, yeah. So it's by a third of what I'm supposed to put in,
Right.
ideally. So all I do is just basically just dropping 4 in and leaving it. And then obviously I'm going to do an ICP test shortly. And then we'll see how it goes. But you know what? I never see a problem with my corals. They just seem to love it. I see it because remember, it's like all the stuff that you're supposed to put in, you know, every other day. I dose that all in one day. I tip it all in at the same time. Since my mate told me, you know, all the trace elements. I don't, and I've been doing that for what, past 6 months, 7 months. Never seen an issue. You know what I mean? Nutrients are low. You know, got no algae or anything, so everything seems to be fine. The corals are growing like mad. In fact, the graveyard at the back of that is mounding up, and we have to get a shovel in there soon and start taking things out.
So if you put all the different SPS in it, you'll have rainbow SPS with all the different colours going on.
Mate, you know what? Right over in this corner here, this is the corner where I throw them all. So because it's at the back, you can't see them, yeah. I'm snapping. I've been snapping off the Ceratopia and stuff from the Stylopoda because it just grows like crazy, yeah. So I'm snapping pieces off, breaking them off, and I'm throwing them at the back. So I switched all the pumps off to do the cleaning the other day, and I'm like, and so obviously it was dead still all on the top of the water, and I'm looking, and I thought, oh, I'll have a look to see and they've actually fused onto the glass at the back, growing on the glass plate. I'm like, what in it? And then I started getting scared, saying, well, how the hell am I going to get that up? If I scrape it, it's not going to crack the glass or anything like that. You know what I mean? And they've actually fused onto the glass now, so it's just stupid, mate. You know what I mean? Wow. I do throw a lot of it because it's just it just grows that quick. It's not one of those ones that people want. You know what I mean? It's not one of those ones that people want. It's to a penny. You know what I mean? So it's just it's worth. I don't know. Just get rid of it.
Aquaforest iodine.
I do, yeah.
Iodine.
Yeah.
You use that one, do you?
That's yeah.
Right, I think that's it for iodine at the moment. Not much else been chatting about there. Couple of other things. My cleanup crew bundle, that turned up just before Christmas, and I got 20 different bits of cleanup crew. And to be honest, these are from Cella Marine, super healthy. I got 4 of each different species, like astrea snails, and I got some hermit crabs. And all they end up doing, right, they've just end up cleaning themselves. They all just clean themselves. I'll look at a snail and it'll be on another snail's back. Or the hermit crab on the back of the blooming conch snail. They're all just going around cleaning each other. And I'm like, come on, guys. I've even cleaned the glass, because I've heard if you clean the inside of your glass, then they don't bother with it because they know it's clean. They go on the rocks. So I've tried that to get them onto the rock work, and they're just going around on the back of each other.
Maybe they're not cleaning, Jay. Maybe that's something else.
Down here already just stacked up on the back. I mean, they've got beautiful shells, but my aquascape's still the same. Very active.
You need to get an urchin, Jay. That's what you need.
An urchin with an hat.
Has to have a hat, hasn't it? It's got to be.
Mm-hmm.
How is the urchin, Ross? Is it doing well? Is it
doing good, mate? It's doing really well. It's probably the best fed thing in that tank, I think, to be honest with you. Just constantly on the go, and you can see a little path where it's been, because it takes the rock back to being perfectly white. I mean, it's not just like it takes a little bit of algae off; it polishes it perfectly. So you can see exactly where it's been in the morning, where it's worked its way across the rock. It's really, really cool.
So you're recommending anybody to get an urchin that, even in a little tank, then you can have an urchin. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, a little tuxedo urchin. You could probably have a few of them if you've got a bigger tank, but in that little tank there, one's probably enough. But yeah, they're really, really good. And as long as you put a little hat on them, they're not going to pick up the corals, because I think there have been twice in the time I've had it that it's picked up a loose frag that I've had sitting in the sand. But I mean, all the time, to be honest with you, it's just worries about its hat, and that's it, done.
It's good. It's good to have good cleanup crew, and that's what I was doing. I was restocking my cleanup crew. I got out of the habit of just putting a few snails in every now and again, so I had to get a big pack. Yeah, seriously, they are really healthy. They're doing well, but they're just cleaning the wrong things at the moment. But I'll get them trained. I'll whip them into shape.
Cleaning the rock.
Right, we're going to go. There's quite a few questions here. I'll just answer this one. The bubble tip anemone has gone. It went about 2 or 3 months ago. I will never put it back in a nano tank because it was on the move, and I worried about my corals, and I love my corals more than my fish and anything else. So it went. I was a bit sad, but it went,
Yeah.
and it was rehomed.
I've got to say, Jay, I'm relieved.
I am now.
I'm relieved from the conversations we used to have about it's moving. Where's it going to go now? It was just
It stayed in one place for about 5 months, and I was like, that is brilliant because the colour of the anemone it's torch-like, isn't it? You know, it's super bright. They are really nice and that. And I got it because I got the clowns, and I was living the dream of the anemone hosting the clowns. It never happened. The romance wasn't there. I didn't have like the Romeo and Juliet story. They've never been interested in it. And then it started to move, and I was like, oh no, I can't even go out without worrying about it. Because if it stings something, that'll even take down a torch, wouldn't it? And they've got a strong sting on them. So I had to go. I've got some nice corals in there now. Protect my collection. Right, going to our little chat here that's gone on. Where is it now? Lucid Reef. Hope he's all right, mate. Happy New Year to you. Ross, I've heard that you've got big plans for your little tank.
Well,
Can you update us?
funny you should ask that, Jay.
Oh,
Hey, look at that.
wow.
Look at that.
wow.
There it is, mate.
If Michael's watching this, where's Thingy tonight? I've forgotten his name, and it gives me a load of grief. Tells me
Blackpool Reef.
Blackpool
Blackpool
Reef.
Reef.
Where's he tonight?
I know.
Look at the size of it.
It's smaller
That is
than
good.
mine.
That. It's good.
That does look a smart bit of kit.
It's really nice, actually. Yeah.
So where did you get it from, Ross? And can you tell us a bit about what
So-
stage you're up to with it?
This one, I can actually go one better than that. If I take the little cover off the back here, it's from. God, that's really dirty, isn't it? Anyway, we'll scrap that. It's from, so it's from Pico Tank, and you can get them online from ptank.co.uk, I think it is. They're £45 for the kit for that, and basically you get absolutely everything apart from the return pump, which is in the back there somewhere. Yeah, there. So you don't get the return pump and you don't get the light, but everything else is included. Obviously not the sand, but it's a DIY kit, so you make it yourself. It comes completely flat packed, just panels that you get, and you build it yourself from scratch. So I've done a video on that I posted up on my channel the other day there. Kind of just a step-by-step build on how to do it. So yeah, it holds, I think it's just under 3 litres, but to be honest with you, it'll be less than that. By the time you've got the sand, the rock and all that in there,
Yeah.
you're probably looking at about 2 litres, I'd imagine. I think 3 litres is with it completely brimmed to the top, so you're probably looking about 2 litre water volume, which is absolutely tiny. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's another Pico out there that's quite as small as this one.
I think it's the smallest one on YouTube. The smallest I think I've seen is 2-3 gallon. That is less than a gallon. That's only like 0.6 of a gallon, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is like smaller than small.
I mean, to put it in perspective, so if I hold it up there, there's my hand in front of it. That's not like that is the size of it.
I mean, Ross, it's the second smallest thing I've seen on you, to be honest.
Here we go.
I wasn't. No. I don't know about the hair on the top of your head. That was what it was.
Ah, sorry. So yeah, that's it there. But really, really nice tank. Built it, done it all, and I quite like it, to be honest with you. It's one of those that I'm still waiting to get. So long story short, there's a lot of things moving about in this room that I'm in just now. So when I get the crab tank's going away, it's going to go over where the crab tank is. So just waiting for things to move about, and then I'll get it set up properly. But it's all been water tested, everything's all done in it, and it's quite good, to be honest with you. But £45 for a little tank like that. So by the time you've bought the tank, then you get a heater, the pump, and a light. I reckon you can do it all for under £100. Which, to be honest with you, I know it's a tiny little tank. People say, oh, it's too small. Yeah, it is small, and you're going to struggle with it. It's not going to be easy. But if you're willing to take the challenge, then £100.
I think it's really good money.
True that.
Ross, your video was absolutely awesome, by the way. And
thanks.
yeah, no, anybody could follow that video. Even someone like me could follow it and build something, something like that you've got there.
Well, I think you should do it, Jay.
Right. So this is, we best tell our viewers, we'll let them into a little secret here. So for 2022, we're going head to head here. Okay. There's a competition between us all. So who can have, I don't know how we're going to judge. We need to come up with a judging system. The most successful Pico tank. So we've all been, where's yours? Get yours out, Steve.
Mine's in there, built up.
Is it? Go grab it then. Go grab it. So mine
hasn't turned up. I've had to order a new one because mine got lost in the post.
Oh, no.
So I haven't got it yet.
This is mine. This is mine here. Mine's here. So we bought them. We bought them all from the same company. P Tank. Or is it P Tank? Pico Tank.
Pico Tank. I'm just looking at.
And
you got a sticker there, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got them somewhere.
It's like Christmas again, isn't it? Oh.
There you go.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
Pico tank. There you go. So we've all bought these Pico tanks and spent 40 odd pounds doing it. £45.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do, this is the challenge, right? We're all going to build this Pico tank like Ross's, but Ross's way ahead here by the looks of it.
Oh, he's more.
No, Steve's
look, there we
Steve's
go.
done his as well.
Steve's done his.
And there's the little pump.
There's the little. So, did you buy that? Where did you buy the pump from, gents?
So
from
the pump
Amazon.
From Amazon, I can give a link for it. But the good thing is, the pump and the light both work off USB. So
the light does as well, because I've got the light. That's a TMC light, isn't it? So I've got the light, but I haven't got the tank.
So the light that I got is this one, which I think is the same as yours, Paul, which is the little TMC Luminaire Nano Plus.
Yeah.
But that works off USB as well. So the pump and the light are USB. And I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to check the temperature. And if need be, you can get a USB heater as well, which means that all three things are on off USB, which makes it a bit easier. But
I mean, look at the size of that pump, guys. I mean, come on. Look at the size of that. You know what I mean?
So are we all going to use the same kit and the same light? Or are we?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So the same light. I'm not
light.
too sure what I'm going to do yet. The pump. I think I've got a small pump already, but I'm going to try and use that. If not, I'll buy the one that you guys have got already.
You know what I did buy though, guys. You know that thing which is on that Pico, which is on the which he says, what you can add with it. The one where it's the USB plug, where you put all the USB plugs onto it, so you can plug it into the wall. And then, because all of these, what you got to remember is a lot of these come with just the USB because they're only small voltage. Yeah. It comes with a USB, so it doesn't come with a plug. I mean, plugging that to a mains will probably blow it up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I would have thought. I don't know. I think it might be too much power going into that. I don't know.
Too much power, yeah. It's plugging.
No, well, I plugged mine into the mains, Steve, just through it was actually through like a phone charger plug, just that little plug there.
Yeah.
I plugged that directly into the mains and ran it for 24 hours on that and had no issues at all.
It'll be fine, that will.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you're plugging that USB directly into the wall. These have all got little step downs in them that's putting it down to safe voltage. I think these kick out 5 volts or something. They're not much.
Well, you know what you did when you did yours? You didn't put your pump on before the finger, didn't you?
I thought it would be far too hard to do everything once the back panel was on, so I thought, well, I'll do it. It's not an instruction set to do it, but I just thought if I leave the back panel on.
You didn't watch Ross's video, did you?
No, he forgot to tell you that, Ross, Steve. He didn't tell you that.
Yeah.
So I'm delaying mine to see what the competition's looking like, and then I'm gonna go in.
And then what we can do is we can post pictures up on Instagram, yeah. And then the viewers then can vote for what they think, whose they think is the best. I mean, the only drawback is like the sand. I mean, come on. I'm not going to buy a £5 bag of sand to go in there, am I? I mean,
well, I'll let you into a secret, Steve. So I've filled mine up with sand there, and I've done a video on it that'll come out soon. But the secret is, I used this little shot glass to scoop the sand in it, and it took 3 shot glasses worth of sand.
I'm going to get it out of the tank. I'm getting it out of the tank. There's
Two
no
shot
I might
blasters
get
is
mine
all
out
it
of
takes.
the tank.
Yeah, so am I. I'm going to use
I'll get-
existing sand.
Because it's going to have bacteria in it already, isn't
Yeah,
it? And things like
absolutely.
that. You're going to have some
Yeah.
a starting point.
I'll get it near where the graveyard shift is, you know, at the back there. I'll get it out of the sand. Nobody sees it.
Well, crush
I'm gonna
that
get
up
out
and
of
put
there.
it in there. Put the SPS in there and see what the graveyard looks like in the Pico.
Coral's actually
Oh,
good.
mate.
That'd be
Now,
good.
the other thing that I'll say that I got for mines is
Like
there is a
your
space,
light,
so there's
the
two
light in your light,
chambers.
Ross.
Oh, the light, yeah. So the light is just a little TMC one, but all I've done, now the kits have been modified now, but all I've done was just glued a little bit of plastic on the back as a little light fitting on that. But he's modified the kits now to come with a little bit of plastic that goes on the back
Oh, is
for a
it?
light fitting. That was one of the test pieces that come with it, so I just used the test piece and mounted it on there. So
right, okay, so I'll use that and then you just hook it on.
I'll
Does it
use
just
that
hook
then,
right
I'll
on?
use
Yeah,
that
so
as well.
it literally just, if I just slacken that off there, mate, it just lifts
That
up.
light is so diddy, but it looks so big on that tank, doesn't it?
I know, well, like I said, there's my hand next to it, mate. So
Yeah.
I'm going to part right?
Is the light either on or off? Is that what it is?
No, so it's controllable. It's got a little button here.
Wow.
Sound like I'm a sales rep for this, but I've nothing to do with it. So it's not a Bearded Reef 10.
Yeah, there's no sponsorships here, by the way. If anybody's
So you
watching,
can have
not
it.
sponsored.
That's it on blue just now. So you can then put it to white,
Yeah.
which that is, or you can have it mixed with blue and white. Oh, sorry, that's pure white there.
Yeah.
Blue or blue and white, and then you can choose. You can turn it right down so it's a lot less bright and so on. But yeah, there's quite a few different settings on it, but I actually really like it. I think it's quite a good little light. But the way I was going with that is in the back of it, there's two chambers. So on the inlet chamber, so where the actual overflow is that it flows through, there's enough space in there. I got a media basket. So I got in touch with Aquaprint, and they've managed to print up. I designed a little media basket for it, and they've printed that up for us. So that little media basket there.
Nice.
How serious is he? How serious is he?
I know, he's on top of his game, isn't he?
It's holding one little bio ball in the bottom there, and then enough space for some filter floss and some carbon or whatever you want in there. So that, I mean, that's tiny. If I show you this just now, but there's it.
That is nuts, isn't it?
I can't wait.
So,
Ross, are you competitive by any chance? I'm just getting the sense that you're quite.
You can tell he is, can't you?
Very.
I mean, I reckon I might be the first to crash it, to be fair. I reckon I might be the first to crash it. But...
I'll be impressed if you can build it, Jay. That'll be the thing.
There, look, mate. It's all there. I'm just gonna put the light next to it. Don't job done.
I know, but how long has it been there for?
I'm gonna build it this weekend. Nice. You scared
One.
the hell out of me. You're like, oh, this glue, you can't use it. You know, when you're in.
Keep your doors and windows open.
50 meters of a house and stuff like that. I'm scared to get the bloody lid off it.
I've got to admit though, when I did mine, don't use too much on the test pieces because I used probably a little bit too much glue on it, adhesive, and then when I came to actually gluing the whole thing, I water tested it and it started to leak. A little tiny drop of my. I had to dry it all out, and then I glued it again where it was leaking, and then I left it 24 hours, tested it again. And I was like, yeah, it's working because I put it on some cardboard, so I knew like obviously if it had been leaking, because it would go through it. And it wasn't, and I'm like, oh, it's perfect that. And then lo and behold, the exact same spot where I thought I must have glued further down it, And next week, you see the little tiny drop coming out of the. I'm like, oh my god, I'm giving up. I'm giving up.
So is it watertight now? Is it watertight?
I have to order some more Tensile 12 or whatever it's called. Big tube of it like that for like £8,
here,
and then glued it. Now it's like rock solid. This is not some of that stuff. It's not coming apart, mate. No, it's absolutely rock solid now. So I went over it all. I went over it all again, like completely glued it. So it's like
so belt and braces then, Steve. Could you have not just used a little bit of cement on where it was leaking on the inside, and that would have sorted it out?
I don't know.
Yeah, it could have done.
I'd have thought so. Yeah.
You know what though? For peace of mind, I just thought to myself, let's just get it right the first time.
Let him mess it up. It's fine. Let him mess it up.
All in 24 hours. Mine was more like overall. It's probably about 5 days. But I've never proclaimed to be like a tank builder for sure. You know what I mean? So, but it's watertight now, so it's going to hold water. That's the main thing. You know what I mean? I've got a good idea with the route I want to go with mine. I've got a good idea, the route, the escape, everything the way I want to go. I want to go with it. So
the one thing I will say is it's actually really easy to build. To be honest with you, it's not a difficult kit to put
Oh,
together.
here he goes. He says that knowing that me and Jay haven't
No.
built it yet.
Where I'm going with that though is the way that the guy makes them. He's got all the lines and everything there marked out for where every piece needs to go. So you really, if you follow the lines on it, you really can't go wrong. To be honest with you, it's one of those ones that the kit's really, really well made. So unless you totally drop the ball and don't pay attention, you'll be fine. There really isn't anything tricky to it, is there, Steve?
No.
I know. I mean,
the tins.
I haven't got the tins. I need to find some tins to prop me sides up and my front up.
You don't have any tins in your house? Who lives in a house with no tins?
I'll have to ring Just Eat. I'll have to ring Just Eat and ask him to bring me some tins around.
Oh my god!
Oh no! Wait up! I can use me. Yorkshire beer.
That'll work, mate.
That'll work. I'm really looking forward to this, gents. I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant. So on our live stream, we'll have a Pico update. We'll all be showing our little tanks and seeing the progress. And I'll be honest, gents, I'm hoping to see failure from you three. I want to get mine.
Thanks for that one, Jay. You're going to sabotage it.
Encouraging people with their main tanks, but for this challenge, I want to hear that things are going wrong. How are you going to heat your tanks, by the way? Because this is going to be a biggie.
Well, so I'm going to try it first, just with the pump and the light to see how it is, because the room that mine's in isn't a cold room. So I'm going to try it at that and just see what temperature it is. Failing that, you can get, there's two different heaters you can get on Amazon. One's a 10 watt and I think one's a 4 watt. So a couple of options for that, but I'm going to try it first and just see how it is, how it goes, what temperature it sits at, and then take it from there. So I haven't bought a heater yet.
Yeah, it's difficult. People are giving us 3 months here. I think people think it's now becoming like a betting shop.
Someone's opened a book.
Of how long we're going to last and who's going to crack first and all that. Let's vote on a winner. Here you go. Look, I mean, people don't even think mine can hold water, but I don't know. I mean, Steve's already failed there. What else we got here? You pumps to mix.
Yeah, I'm going to go with obviously the light, the same. We've got the same light and stuff like that.
Same light, yeah.
I did buy this little
What's
heater.
He got here? Look? What's he taking it serious?
I bought the heater, and it's an Interpret one. Let's see if we can get it out.
Let's go full screen on that box, Steve. Can we go full screen on the box? So we can see. Oops, that's not you, is it? Which is you?
That's the wrong person, Jay.
How do I do this?
You need to click the top right-hand corner of Steve's picture. You have a drop down that says solo.
Wait up. Oh, yes.
There we go.
There you go. Thanks,
That looks really big, Steve, to go in that tank. Or is it?
It's going to boil like hell, Steve.
It's got a 200-watt heater to go in.
That looks huge.
500 watt. Yeah. So there's the tank.
That's pretty small then. Oh. Has it got an angle?
Looks a bit over the top, Steve, to be honest. I can see it boiling that water.
No, because look, there's the line.
Has it got a built-in thermometer?
See, yeah.
So it's
a thermostat.
No, it's I've actually got the thingy, and I've got the thermostat. You know, the one that's a spare.
What, a DD one?
D&D spare, have you?
A DD one, yeah. That took off my nano dinner.
Have you got a spare auto top up as well, Steve? Have you got a spare auto top up?
But these little heaters, they heat up. They only heat up to 25. I think it's 25.5. I think, or 25.4. Is it?
25 what is it?
That's as high. 25 degrees. It only reaches 25 degrees. That the heater. It's also got its own thermostat built into it, and then it stops. It trips off. Then you see. You know what I mean?
Pump might warm the water as well, might it?
It's not too bad. So then, obviously, got that, and then I got that. That's the thing that I got. You know, for the when I said.
Oh wait up! He's got something else here.
What's he got there?
I don't know.
The one where you plug it in and it basically charges it, doesn't it? And then you use that as a USB. You see?
Wow.
USB
so you got a block there.
Oh, so you got one plug, and then you can put them all in there. So okay, that's
You put all your USBs in it, and then you switch it on and off, do whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty decent.
He's taking it serious as well.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah,
80 quid for that, and I think it was like £9 for that or so. So, like Ross says, you're probably looking for the whole kit. Yeah, maybe a little over 100 if you was to buy all of that, you know. But I mean, maybe the heater is not. You probably won't really need the heater because the amount of water volume that's in it. And like you said, you're getting the heat from the pump. You're going to be getting the heat from the light, so you probably won't even need that. So, but you know what? For the sake of £8, it's worth it. You know what I mean? And you never know. If I buy another Nano, bigger one, I can shove that in it, I suppose. So
if you're watching the live stream, obviously this is a challenge between us three, but we're opening it up to everybody. So if anybody wants to jump on this and you've got a little Pico, you want to buy a little Pico and join us on this challenge, then just get involved.
I think a couple of people in the chat already have them, Jay.
Yeah, so it's Lucid Reef. He's jumping on, isn't he?
So I know that Mark Dodd's got one.
Yeah, I saw that
Mark
in the chat.
Where's he?
Yeah.
Where's he?
That was earlier on. And
so Mark Dodd's Lucid
I've got
Reef.
loads of comments here. Sorry, guys and girls. I'm way behind.
UKM Reefers put in, are you going to get a KH keeper for it?
Oh, the conversation of that. Get your old one back, Steve.
Coral Reef Queens has got it as well. I meant to say that. So there's another one.
So Coral Reef Queens, Lucid Reef, Matt
Dodds. Mark Dodd.
Mark Dodds. And who's the other one?
Nev
Woods has got on it as well.
Ross's Pico challenge. How about that?
Ross's little challenge,
Yeah. The other good thing, it's got a lid on it, hasn't it? So evaporation shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
So that will really help with reducing
there's a little
evap.
lid for the front section there, and then also one for the rear chamber as well. So both chambers have got a lid on them, which hopefully stop the evaporation.
So evaporation should be really low.
Should be low.
Yeah.
I've got no plans of putting anything on it anyway, for sure. Not yet, mate. No.
Have you got a spare one?
Honestly, get Kim to jump on as well. She should join us for this little challenge. The thing is, we're all going to do it. We're going to have the same kit, but we're all going to do it differently. I mean, it's going to look different at the end as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how people cycle their tank, if they cycle it, if not, bacteria, all that kind of stuff. Because there's so many different ways you can do that. So that'll be good just to see how we all do it. Because I'm sure we'll all do it differently.
Practical.
There's another one. Peter Elliott's got one as well. Now, I know that Peter Elliott had commented on my YouTube video because he got one but didn't glue it up right. I think the glue he used was the wrong glue, so it didn't work. So he's ordering the new version as well now. So that's another one Peter Elliott to add to the list.
The Fluval Evo can wait. You know what? I'm loving the spirit there. I'm going to settle with Pico before the Fluval one.
That is true. That is the plan, isn't it? Everyone's saying mine's going to leak. I hope it blooming doesn't. If I do, I'll just cut that bit out anyway. I won't show that.
We'll never know.
I'm not owning up to that. No, I'll be honest from the day one. If it goes wrong, I'll tell you. I don't need to make a video. Just my me. Have you filmed yours, Steve? Making a video of it?
I'm a what, sorry?
Have you done a YouTube video?
No, I done what a little bit because Ross was doing it, and obviously it was more of like a secret thing, wasn't it? So I did do a little bit of things, but I'm gonna make a document what I'm gonna do, you know, like put in it and stuff like that, rather than opposed to the building process. I'm gonna do like what I'm gonna do, how like Paul said, what I'm going to do cycling, if and what I'm going to do doing it that way. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to do it that way, and then, like I said, what I'm going to put in it. You know what I mean? Obviously, I mean, I thought about putting a yellow tang in, but then I thought it might be a little bit.
A yellow tang.
See, I'd say a yellow tang's a bit ridiculous. Probably a Tomini tang would be fine in that.
There you go, look there. Definitely a yellow tang in there. Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? No, but I think, I think just a few, you know, you have it like a shrimp tank maybe, or, you know, something like that. I don't know. I think that's maybe one way I'm going to go. I don't know, but it's going to be good. It'll be good for sure.
ATO, we're getting asked if we're having ATOs on it. Lucid Reef one, he's tapping up to see what we're doing, you see. He's in on this challenge. So just be careful what we tell him. I think we're just going to top it up each day, aren't we? That's what we decided, I think.
I don't know.
You're going to get much evaporation, to be truthful. You know what I mean? Because
you should be able to tap it up.
I don't think you will.
Should be able to
You know
top
what
it
I
up
mean?
every day or a couple of days if you haven't got anything
Yeah.
coming out of it. Because if you've got a lid on it, there should be hardly any evaporation at all.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I mean, there's a tiny little hole in the lid for obviously
Yeah.
you lift it off, so you see that there. But
Yeah.
that's all you've got in that little tank. I don't think. I mean, obviously there will be some evaporation, but I think it'll be manageable just with topping up manually. I don't think you're going to come home from work and there'll be half the volume of the tank there. I don't think that'll be the case. I think it'll be a slow one.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to stabilise the temperature. I think that's the hardest bit.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, hot days and so on, it's going to fluctuate.
Can you imagine? Yeah. What's that? Right, what else we got here?
I don't think you can get a USB powered ATO.
Mushrooms.
so.
People are saying mushrooms and zoas.
Yeah.
They'd be the easier ones to go for, wouldn't they? Or GSP, Xenia, that kind of stuff that you can swing the temperature, and as long as the water's dirty, those two would survive.
You've got a request there, Paul.
Yeah, floating reef.
I don't imagine. Wow.
What, I'm gonna put a torch on it. It would stick out the top, wouldn't it? It's not gonna.
Thing is, Paul, you're the floating reef guru, mate. You should definitely go for that.
Yeah, you're the floating reef man. Get it done.
I could say.
That'd be crazy. That would be absolutely insane.
I just get a pebble and put it attach it to the back, and that will sort it out, won't it?
I'd see those Pico tanks. Acro dominant. I can't even grow a bloody acro.
Well, I tell you what, one SPS would fill it up, so it would be acro dominate. If you could get one to fit in there, you'd be fine.
Cotsy, I get you to join the challenge, and you can get the acro one. That's the challenge.
I mean, the good thing with it is, I won't even mind doing water changes on this one because it's like literally.
You can use a syringe, couldn't you, to do it?
That's what I mean.
That's it. When you do a test, it's going to change the chemistry. Take 10 mil out.
You think you dose in a day what a 10% water change would be? Kind of 300 mil or 250 mil would be that.
Oh, it's going to be perfect. Yeah. 76
Sorry, I was just trying to find the banners that Steve's. I haven't got all them banners that you've got, Steve, where you can say hit the like button and all that stuff.
Yorkshireman, mate. You want to take Yorkshireman? You got to pay for it.
No, I'm not paid for it. I'm only doing it once anyway. This is it. This is it. Fill your boots because I'm not on again after this. Logged into
the new build starts Monday. New everything.
Will there be categories? Look at this here, look.
Oh.
Will there be categories?
I know. I like this idea, though. Look, rather than just saying, will it leak, won't it leak? What about the colour, growth?
Yeah, you're just wishing there'll be enough categories that everybody gets a prize, like a school participation award, aren't you?
This was a school contest now. You couldn't have first, second, and third anyway. So
yeah, the most improved, the most
we're
effort,
all losers.
All that kind of thing.
Yeah. Most leaked tank.
Pico challenge.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of comments in there because Nick's saying, do we have to buy the Pico kit or any equivalent? I think you just get a Pico, Nick, or all in, it doesn't really matter. And I think there's a couple others saying.
Oh, I'm way behind on these comments. I'm so sorry.
Jay, pick up the pace here, mate. Come on.
It's not even making sense now. I'm posting comments that are like from an hour ago. You could like, what's this here? You could light a tea light for your heater.
Right, let's get Jay. Catch up on the comments, mate.
I wish they'd sponsor me. I drink so much of that stuff.
Yeah, just go through the comments, Joe.
Tea bag in here. What's this? Just get a tea bag in the tank. That'll turn it brown. ATO, people are talking about ATOs again. Use a glass shot for an ATO.
If you've got an ATO, they start at about 70 quid, so it probably costs more than virtually all the tank you put together on the ATO.
Coral Reef Queens, you're in the challenge. You're on.
Excellent.
You're on. Nick's back. I don't know where he went. He's probably gone to buy a Pico. He's come back now. Not normal price. What's this here? Normal price.
That was about an hour ago, Jay. Probably wouldn't worry about that.
was that USB block?
We're trying to remember what the comment relates to.
I don't really know. GHL, count me. Oh, there, count me in. There you go. Right, I'm getting through. Right, Pico challenge. Nick, you need to get on this. Jump on. Get yourself a Pico, and we're all going to see how well we can do.
I would say a relatively similar size of Pico. There's no point in getting like a 5 litre one or something. I would try and get it kind of round about the same size.
Because a lot of them I've seen between about 3 and 5 gallons. I mean, Carl had one, didn't he? It was a 5-gallon Pico, which would look absolutely huge. That 5-gallon compared to a kind of 0.6 of a gallon. Still a Pico, but different scale.
I think that's what I'll do actually. There's a thing there from Cottage Reef saying set up a group for everyone that's done the challenge. So I'll probably do it on Instagram. We'll just set up a kind of group chat thing on Instagram with everybody that's in the challenge, and we'll do it that way. And then I think Cottage Reef can say we'll do like Pico of the Week features on Instagram where we'll post them up, and we'll do something like that.
It's good fun, isn't it? It's just a bit of good, harmless fun, and you know, we can see how we all get on. A good laugh.
Jay says that as he says, "I hope your tanks crash," but it's all harmless fun.
I don't really mean that. I want you to do well, but just not as good as mine.
Yeah.
People are asking what we're going to put in there. I don't know if we're going to share that between ourselves, are we? I guess that's quite...
It's top secret, mate. Top secret.
It's top secret, I'm guessing.
Yeah, what's sitting here just now?
We've had that, haven't we, that one?
We have to buy the exact same one. You know, I think maybe, because we just spoke about it before, I think like a similar sort of size one, because obviously you're going to get if you get Picos with a larger volume, Kyle. I mean, some Picos have got like 20 litres and stuff, and I'm like, that's not a Pico, 25 litres. That's one on the verge of a nano in it, that one to me,
Well, I always thought that was a Pico, but not now. Now I haven't seen. I still can't get my head around the scale because I haven't got the kit yet. But
when you see it, like, in fact, I looked for some rock. I went to the local things for the rock.
Does that help you out anyway?
Well, but you've got big hands anyway. But Well,
I mean, it's...
you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use that rubble rock. I'm going to use the rest of that rubble rock because it's enough. You know that I've got in there. It's more than enough to use. So
I think I'm going to use this here, this little piece here.
Oh, he's got a ready-made Reef.
Already cycled. It's been matured for 14 months, boys. You're going to be in trouble here, I'm telling you. I'm taking it serious.
So, there's a comment from Mark Dodd down below saying it has to be self-build, surely. I kind of get that, because that's part of the fun of this, that it has to kind of be self-build. So do we say that it's got to be a self-build Pico, whether it's you build it yourself or you buy the kit? Similar size and self-build, I think, is the two things we need to go with.
It has to be self-build. Yeah, because that's one of the hardest bits, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell
Cottage Reef,
you
no chance. 110 litres, you're not joining in with that. That's too big.
That's like Jay's Pico that he's got there.
It's actually bigger than mine. Bigger than my main display. Always disclosed here. Sexy shrimp. Different shrimps and crabs and corals.
So Jay, if you put that next to the other tank, the other one will look like a mega build.
I know.
And that one will say, well, this one here is 200 litres and this one's 2,000 litres, and they'll want to know the scale of it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to look like a 425, that, when I put it next to it. I reckon. Where are we up to here? Let's have a look. What makes you think that... What's that?
Yeah, next 20 litres or less.
Mine's falling apart here, I think, by the looks of it. Water's going to be seeping everywhere. Someone in the US needs to do it with me. No, you can do it with us. You can do it. You can do it with us. I can't go against.
And again, I'm not affiliated with the P-Tank scenario, but they do ship internationally. So I think if you want one abroad, you can get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tank's 45 quid. The shipping's 100.
Well, it's just a little square package, isn't it? Oh, you put yours there. It's a tiny little package it comes in.
It shouldn't cost that much actually, because it is. I don't think so. It's not going to be heavy because acrylic is light, isn't it? It's quite durable and it's flat packed. It's a bit like an IKEA kit, isn't it, by the looks of it? But you have to use cement.
Britt, get on this one. Obviously, Ross is setting up the group. What we have in here? WhatsApp group? Or we have in an Instagram group?
We'll do it on Instagram, I think, mate.
Yeah.
Mark's
He's
on
got one, mate.
He knows that we're poor competition. He's laughing at us, I think, here. He's got it in the bag.
So there we go, Jay. Brits went and bought one, and she said it came out to $73 US.
Did it?
Yeah, so that's not bad actually, is it?
That's quite good. You can join in. An A-can. I'll take that challenge if you lend me your A-cans.
I think Secret Reef. I think Matthias, you should actually go and get one and join us with your own A-can guard in the Pico, mate. There's a challenge for you.
No, I don't think he should, because he'll put a rainbow A-can in there and he'll win. So no, he's barred.
Yeah, that's true.
It has to
He's already got the best
put it in
one.
for a photograph and then take it out again. It's got to be in there.
Oh yeah.
I know what Ross is like.
What, making up followers?
I might just put my rainbow chalice in for a picture and take it out again.
Dangerous manoeuvre, mate.
Carpet GSP. That would actually, I quite like GSP, and it's easy, isn't it? It tolerates a lot. I've not got any GSP either. And if it dies, it's not as well. Obviously, if anything dies, you worry, don't you?
You thought about what you said there, didn't you?
I know. I was like endorsing the death of corals.
Coral to the slaughter.
You know what I mean? It's more forgiving. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Jay's a week. Well, we'll see how we get on. What else we got here?
We'll let Jay catch up with the comments again because we're behind, I think.
I don't think. No, we're not having we're definitely not having any auto feeders on these.
No.
Only just setting up.
Michael Butler's put, how long have we got to buy one?
DHG by the end of January, should we say?
Yeah. January.
People have got no money now, have they?
Well, I think they're on back order anyway for 2 weeks. So
I think he's out of stock, isn't he? So he's
yeah,
got to get the parts in. Because he
But-
cobbled together some parts to send my second one out today.
Ah, okay.
So I don't think he has got much in stock at the moment.
I think if we give people till the end of January to order one, and then once you've ordered one, if whoever's ordered one, send me a message on Instagram, and we'll get a group chat on the go with who's ordered them, and then we can kick it off.
Yeah.
Once everybody's has arrived, we'll kick it off and see where we go.
But it has to be a self-build Pico. That's the only thing.
Self-build Pico.
The people who's already got it though, Ross, can we still do our things with it, or are we all doing it at the same time? What are we doing?
Just crack on.
Yeah, we can start whenever, mate. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely want to order one of those.
No, you have to take yours back apart now.
Get the hammer and chisel out.
How do we go about ordering those media baskets, Ross? Do we just contact him directly, or what?
Get in touch with Aquaprint UK. They've got them. I think they're £10 each, mate. They're not dear. Then Aquaprint will be able to get you some.
Right, brilliant.
Yeah. I tell you what I do like about the guy who's done this, because the original tanks he done was for fresh water. And I know, Ross, you spoke to him and I spoke to him, because we talked to him about putting a weir in and stuff like that and making it more suitable for marine, because it had a splash bar in it before, didn't it? And so therefore you wouldn't really get much of a flow. So I'm hoping that flow comes through. That will be sufficient just to get some water movement. Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've tried mine, mate, and it's actually, I mean, you're never going to keep high flow requirement corals in there in the first place, but there's definitely enough flow in there to keep most of the things you're going to keep in there alive. There's more than enough, mate.
What about this as an option? Try and link it to your existing system.
No, banned.
Why?
That's cheating. It's cheating.
Why?
You get stability, don't you? If you attach it to 200 litres, I'm not saying it won't be a challenge, but it won't be as challenging as just 2.5 litres or whatever it is on its Todd.
I'm glad we've cleared that rule up. How many other rules are going to just appear though? That's the thing. You'd be like, oh, you can't do that. Well, we didn't know that one.
Well, we'll make the rules up on Instagram. We'll send them out to everybody. So
it's a bit like the live stream. Make it up as you go along.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul, this is all planned material.
Oh, is it? Sorry, it must be just mine then.
Reefing's for the UK Pico Championship.
That is, it's worldwide though, because we've got Brit from the States, so she's joining in.
Oh yeah.
So are we saying that to enter the UK Pico Championship, it's got to be a self-built Pico tank and 3 litres or less? Is that the two requirements?
3 litres or less.
Yeah.
Maybe
3
5.
litres. Wow.
That's what they are. They're 2 point something, I'm sure.
Yeah, the only Pico tank that's 3 litres is that the one that we've got. So
But you could build your own.
Oh, you could build your own, yeah.
You could get glass and make your own glass one if you wanted to.
I say anything less than 5 litres is classed as a Pico. 5 litres is classed as a Pico. 5 litres. That's, to me, that's a Pico.
Oh yeah, we can't call it the
Lauren
UK Pico Championship.
It's going to be the Global Pico Challenge.
Yeah, that's what it'll
Lauren
be.
in Australia, we want Brit in the States, and anybody else who's from overseas jump on as well. It's a global competition.
Right, so are we clarifying this here then? If it's not the little Pico kit, are we going 5 litres or 3 litres? What are we going with?
I think you can't just...
I think DIY 5 litres.
5 litres, yeah. You've got to give people a choice of tanks.
Yeah.
I'd say 5, yeah. 5.
Nick, you can jump on. He'll do well, will Nick? He should do anyway, shouldn't he?
He should make his own tank, I think.
Yeah.
I think the other comments he put about doing a drop-off tank.
Imagine that. He's won a drop-off Pico. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Aptasia dominated.
You could do, didn't you? Aptasia, Astrina, all the kind of pests, put that in one tank and it'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kim's just put out of stock pre-order for the 17th of January.
Yeah, I think that's right in those ones.
A lot of people talked about transferring water, but that's Ross's new rule. You can't do that now.
Why can't you transfer water?
Well, you can do a water change if you want to do a water change every day, but I wouldn't say that taking water directly from your tank, like built in a closed loop system that we're talking about.
Oh, right. Not connecting it, but you could get a cup and take the water from one tank and put to the other. I get the fact that you don't have a closed loop and connected to it. Yeah.
Well, there's going to be a lot of honesty involved in this game, isn't there?
You show the tank
when you're on the pictures on the bloody live.
You show the tank, and underneath you've got a sump, and you've got everything in a skimmer underneath. You've got a pipe. This is my ATO.
Running everything.
I've just got visions, Paul, of you actually completely blocking in that tank behind you and just having the Pico sitting on top of it and saying, it's just a sump. That's all it is. It's just a sump.
That is a fantastic idea. In fact, I'm going to have it here. I'm going to sit it there. With pipe work going across underneath. But yeah.
I don't know where I'm going to put mine. Or maybe on the window ledge or something.
If I put it there, then it's easy to show it off on, or not, as the case may be, on the live stream. So I just move the screen around. So that's why I'm going to put it there. And also, there's a bit of pressure then to get your finger out and keep it alive.
Economical Reef has put small Pico tank with a hidden sump hidden with some volume 500 litres. That's a cracker. Oh man.
We are going to set up a group. Ross is onto it.
Just open up a tank. She's got a fair few, Lauren, hasn't she? So, hey, fair play.
Already got the Pico in my sump. Did you build it yourself? That's one of the requirements. I don't know, would it? Could count. What will you dose? There you go. Wow. Not a great deal. Water changes.
The thing is, you know for a fact now that a lot of people in this challenge are going to put more into this than they have into their main tank. There'll be more effort goes into these little tanks.
Steve, they all need to. Sorry, I was reading that as well. Reading that loud. Sorry.
Yeah.
Where am I up to here? Sorry. Where are we up to here? SBS Pico Reef. Wow.
Oh,
anyone could do that. Hats off to you. I put my jelly bean chalice in it. 6 years to grow anyway.
Certainly does.
Oh, I'm still way behind here, aren't I?
Yeah, we're waiting on you to catch up, mate.
Yeah, we won't say anything, James.
When is the giveaway? Let's go to that one then. So we have got a giveaway tonight, a special one.
Ooh. I forgot about that. I know what it is, to be fair.
It's not what people think it is. That's why there's 70 people on. They think I'm going to give away my XR15 Radian. No chance.
What, you mean you're not?
No, I never said I was, Ross. You lot all said, oh, why don't you give away your light? No, I need that.
I think there's a few people in the chat that will agree that you did agree to give that away, mate.
I think this prize is even better, right? I'll tell you what the prize is. So tonight we can win free coral, okay? Now, who doesn't want a bit of coral? Look at Steve's face. He's like, I'm well up for some.
He's thinking, where am I going to put it?
I'll put it in the Pico. I'll put it in the Pico.
Oh, well, yeah, it could kickstart your Pico, this.
Got a question. Can we enter?
Well, you've never been able to enter before.
Oh.
So that answers the question.
You can tonight. I'll let you enter, but if you win, you're not winning it.
Okay.
But I'll put you on the wheel. I'll put you on the wheel of fortune. So I went to visit Signature Frags about 4 days ago, just after New Year, because he did a big New Year's Day upload of all new corals, and I bought a few really nice pieces. So I was chatting to him. I said, "Oh, I've got this giveaway coming up. What do you think I should do?" He said, "Right, we'll sort out a giveaway. Three corals to the winner. Okay. Now they're going to be selected by Christian at Signature Frags. He'll post them out to you, and you get 3 corals. And the corals you're going to get are Sophastria. Okay. So these are LPS plating corals.
Nice.
I mean, the cheapest one on the website at the moment is £25. Okay. So this is a prize worth at least £75.
Yeah.
That's all right, isn't it? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
And shipping as well, mate.
Yeah. So if you're up for some free coral, either for your main display or your Pico, what should we put in the chat? Should we put
So wait a minute, is it UK only? Because we've got Lauren asking, are we shipping to Australia? FYI, what's the rules on this one, Jay?
The rules are, Ross is good with rules. I think it should be. I think
So
it
it's
should
everybody
be.
except Gogo, is that what the rule is?
I'll win again. He always wins, doesn't he? So lucky.
I know.
It's going to have to be UK only. Okay, UK only. I'm afraid, because I can't guarantee the survival overseas. All right.
Or Isle of Man, for that matter.
Frags, huge thank you to Signature Frags, who have offered up this coral for the competition. So if you want some of this, and it's stunning coral, put in the chat free coral.
Ooh,
And I'll start piloting.
So what are you going to do? The roulette, Jay?
I don't know what to do now. I don't know.
I would say do the Wheel of Names. It's probably the most fairest way to do it, is it not?
What the what?
The
The
roulette.
Wheel of Names thing that we usually do.
Yeah, the roulette. So where do I get that roulette wheel?
So it's on our website called Wheel of Names.
Wheel of names.
So they're all putting it down already. God, well,
My head's
78
going to
people.
fall off here. I laugh when you lot do it, but when I've got to do it, it's not funny, is it?
And we
So
laugh
let's
when
all just
you've
sit
got to
back
do
and watch Jay put the
Right.
names in.
So there you go. That's it, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But these
Although I
aren't
don't
these
know who
people out here.
Charles is.
Those people out here.
No comment, Jay.
Oh, I have to put the names in. All right. Okay. Hey, guess what? There was one called Hannah. That was quite good, isn't it, for reefing?
Your time's ticking on here, mate. You're going to struggle to get all these names in.
Yeah, got 21 minutes, Jay. You're not going to
21
time
minutes to
out.
go. I got 21 minutes to go. Right.
21 minutes to get 78 people's names in, potentially.
Right. Well, whilst you're doing that, what's your reefing resolutions then? Come up with some. What have we got for reefing resolutions? What are you going to promise to do better this year that you didn't do last year?
Me.
Anyone? Oh my God! look at these names.
What?
So what are you going to do better this? What are you going to do better this year?
Hang on a minute.
Well, last year.
Lauren's posted up there saying, "Can I enter and donate it to someone in the UK if I win?" There's a good shout.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm up to Gao, which is the second one.
Oh, well done. Mate.
So, Ross, about the Pico tank, Cajun Reef has asked about, does the cement come with the tank? Now, I know it did for us, and I asked for it, but I don't know if it automatically does come with it or not.
Let me double check that, but I don't think it does. I asked them to send me the cement as well. Now, I'm not quite sure about international shipping with the cement. You might be better getting it locally. But the cement that you use is a cement called Anglisol 1200. You can get it off Amazon and places like that, but P-Tank themselves sent me the right stuff from them. Same bottle as Jay had downstairs, actually, but it's just a little bottle of the stuff that you get. I don't think it comes as standard with the kit, but I think if you ask them, they can send it out for you at the same time. I'm just going to double check that because I could be wrong with that one.
Yeah.
Let me have a quick look.
There's a lot of names here.
He sells it on his website, though, doesn't he, Ross?
Yeah.
Sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
asked for the tank and also can you sort out the bottom of the cement for me?
Yeah.
So I just thought it'd be easier than trying to find it myself, to be fair. So that's what I.
MB Reefing's got a new tank. There's quite a lot of people got new tanks here. They're going to get some nice coral for. It's good. Get you started. Lucid Reef, if you win, you can put it in your Pico. Kim's getting a Pico, so she can put it in as well.
So a lot of guys in the chat are saying it came free with the kit. So I think you'd be better messaging Pico Tank themselves and just asking. They have got an Instagram page. If you look on Instagram, you'll see Pico Tank. Let me just see if I can.
And he's pretty good on the messaging. He's because I've had problems
Yeah.
receiving the tank. He's been really good in terms of when I've been messaging.
So
He comes back pretty quick.
Page there, Pico Tank. If you look for that, and just get in touch with them on there, and he'll be able to sort you out with whatever you need. Like I say, I'm not affiliated with it. We're not getting a cut for anything of this. It's just a case of we found this, and that's the tanks we're using. So we might be able. I'm not sure if it comes with it, but send him a message anyway, and he'll be able to tell you that. Failing that, if it doesn't, then you can get it on Amazon and places like that, and it's Anglisol 1200. I'll just write that in the chat just now so that you can see what it is.
Backshift Reef.
There we go. So yeah.
Sorry.
So next they're saying 5 litre max. Is that what we agreed on?
Yeah, 5 litre max.
5
And it
litre
must
max,
be self-built.
DIY, which for Nick should be fairly easy.
Yeah.
He will come up with a 5 litre max with a drop-off tank.
Yeah.
Nick, you don't get any points for putting it on a cabinet either, mate.
Can you imagine that? It would be like a column, wouldn't it? You'd sit on.
I'm just imagining Nick having the cabinet with opening doors and everything, and the rack pulling out for all the electrical stuff.
All the LED lights on it and everything.
Yeah.
Give us put shows a picture of the cement in the kit, so it might well do. Might well come with it then. Like I said, Ross, you're probably best off just emailing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
10 sold 12. That's what I ordered. Yeah.
Ryan's in.
Yeah.
Cottage Reef.
Sorry, it was Anglisol 1200 that I actually ordered. It wasn't Anglisol. I don't know what I typed there. So, but yeah. So yeah, we'll get that lined up.
Final chances to get your name in. If you haven't put free coral in the chat, right? Free coral to win yourself 3 corals courtesy of Signature Frags. So I just put it there. You can only enter once though. Some people put the names twice in, and I'm forgetting who put the names in. It's frying my head on you. I'm like, have I seen that name already or not? Did you enter, gents? Did you enter it?
No.
You can if you want, and then you can.
In the interest of fairness, I'm not going to enter.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we do it and we win, then can we
donate it?
Yeah, donate it to somebody.
Yeah.
Or what?
If you want. Shall I put you in or not?
Yeah. Don't make me put free coral down.
You're going it twice if you do that.
No, I'll just put you in now. It's lovely to see you. There's so many people joining. Thank you for joining us tonight. There must be nothing on the telly by the looks of it. Rudra's been on twice, and they've done that twice as well. Odds have now gone up. Very good. Michael,
I think actually there's a way.
Stop your name again. Reef Cube down. I don't think I've had him yet. There we go. Russell, I've put Russell in already. No. Russell's in. He's one of the first here today. He was here at Crack of Dawn.
Nick's camera so the bollocks.
What's that? Jay, you got 20 minutes. Oh, Reef King.
So yeah, Now, Nick's cabinets are the dog's bollocks. I've got one here for this. This is one of Nick's cabinets that I've got.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about it.
Look at that, eh?
Wow.
So I've got my controls and everything
Practical
there.
Reef, I'm up to.
But a video's coming on Sunday that'll show that in more detail. So
Nice.
Wow,
Is that
that does
part
look
two?
good. That.
it's really good, mate. It's actually really, really impressive. I'm quite happy with it, to be honest with you.
Free pink lemonade. Wow. I'd have one of them. I'd probably kill it though.
There you go, brown.
It go
Brown
don't
lemonade.
they? Right. I don't know how close. Are you keeping an eye on the chat, gents? Because I can't see what people are
So
writing here.
are we calling it quits at that now? No more entries, or are we going?
I think I've got most people here now. Tony Mawson. Tony, you're in?
The last one I can see is Tekker's Reefer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he's been here from the start as well. He joined us early at 3. I'm on S Plums. There we go. That one's in. Errol. Oh, Errol's in. Nice. Right, okay. Very good. Anticipation
Question
is
there.
going.
Ross will take Nick to build it for you. He actually built it really quick for me, to be honest, mate. I'm going to touch. I'm probably talking
That's it.
the space of, I think it was maybe a week, 2 weeks in total, maybe a week actually, to be honest with you. And yeah, it was up to the house. It comes on a pallet, so yeah, really good service. I can't fault it at all, mate.
David Meadows is in. Is that the last one?
There's
Oh,
a
no,
couple
Tekker's
more
Reefer.
late entries. If you haven't called time, the last 2 comments, which is
Yeah,
after
critical
Tekker's
acclaim.
Reefer. Yeah.
I'm gonna
When you call in time, Jay.
now if you want.
B71 as well,
No.
Jay.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll call it now. Yeah.
A and B 71, yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to be here all night tapping around this bloody thing.
Julie will get annoyed because you'll run over 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't want to let
you
Julie.
don't want a row from Julie, mate.
No.
Julie's seasoned at these live streams. She knows what's going on. AMB 71's in. Critical alkaline. Critical. 8.
That's it, Jay.
These, that's it, yeah. These will. What do I need to press now? I don't want to bloody lose all these. Right.
Go full screen first of all, Jay. If you go full screen, then when
you.
yeah,
Oh, right, yeah.
and then turn your screen round.
Right.
There you go.
Let's see what we've got here. So these corals will be absolutely awesome. He hasn't got any rubbish corals, to be fair. I want to buy them all. Right. Can we see this or not? Is that all right for the
Yeah,
time being?
you need to click
Up
to
a bit.
spin. That's it.
Oh,
Up a bit. Bit more. Down a bit.
Are you taking the mickey? What's going on?
Yeah, the problem is
worse.
you need to click so you can have.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got-
yeah. You ready? Good luck,
Yeah.
everybody. 3 free corals from Signature Frags. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, this is it. I'm
There you go.
excited.
Getting some nice coral. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
Oh, it stopped.
Reef.
Reef.
You
Done.
done. Well done, mate. Congratulations. Just
Well
win
done.
yourself 3 corals, Sophastry corals from Signature Frags. They will be absolutely
You've
awesome.
done.
Reef
Well done,
Cube
mate.
Dan, congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of love in the chat for you. God damn you.
So Jay, does he have to contact you via Instagram, or because you obviously
Yeah.
need the contact details?
Yeah, that's a good idea, Paul. You can see you've done this before. I'm just getting excited that he'd won. Yeah, can you message me through Instagram, Reef Cube Dan, and I'll put you in contact with Christian at Signature and let him know that you're the winner. Well done, mate.
That
Nice.
was a
Well
brilliant
done.
prize.
That's pretty good,
Great
wasn't it? Then?
Yeah.
That's good.
There's some, those corals will be awesome. I mean, I'd be happy to win them. I'd love them. I really would.
Sure.
That'd be really nice. So did you come up with reefing resolutions then or not?
Oh, I forgot about that question.
I forgot or avoided. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah.
The reefing
Mine
resolution-
is to not spend as much money as I spent last year.
Yeah,
That's probably mine.
yes.
You know. I know we say it all the time, don't we? You know what I mean? But it's just like, I mean, for me, I think it's time. Like, I need to just let it grow out now. You know, my tank, and just like let it flourish now. I think because I'm buying things and I'm struggling where to put things because there is no space. So I need to either sell some, get rid of some, or you know, or maybe let them all grow out. You know what I mean? And maybe not spend as much, you know, on the tank and just let it grow out. I think.
So do you know how much you do spend? Do you track it?
I worked out. Well, I priced it up. Yeah, and just last year, and I sat there and I was like, and I'm not.
Don't disclose it because your wife might watch this back.
£50.
I'm not even going to tell you on how much I've spent, and this is like not even like from shops all the time. This is from like people, you know, normal hobbyists and stuff. So it's just like it's a lot of money, hell of a lot of money. If I not, all I'm going to say is I could have gone on a nice holiday with 4 of us. You know what I mean? Abroad. Mm-hmm. That's where I could have. You know what I mean? So you can imagine the amount of money that's spent. But
and it's not even a new tank, is it? You got an established tank, and you're filling in gaps.
Yeah. But definitely to limit things, and not buy as much. You know, on impulse. I buy on impulse. Me, if I see something, I go, you know what, I've got to have that. When really, I don't really need to have it. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. It's us as hobbyists in it. What we do.
Yeah. Code word for money.
He lives in the USA. Does Dan live in the USA?
Does he?
Who?
Or is he winding me up?
He lives next to Lucid Reef, and he doesn't live in the USA. He lives next door to Lucid Reef or something, or on the same street.
Community has 6 pounds mushrooms. Wow. 6 pounds mushrooms.
There's a lot of love here for Dan.
Secret Reef's going. Nice.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you,
yeah, absolutely, Matthias.
Thanks for joining. So you're going to spend less money. Well, not started very well because you just got a brand new tank, new pump, new light, new light.
Put that to one side.
We're only 7 days into January.
He hasn't even stocked it yet.
I've got to stock it yet. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Head over to Signature Frags. They've got some Zoas. Get some of them. I tell you what, for Zoas, ocean blue corals is really good.
Oh, you said that before, haven't you? I think, isn't that where you got yours from, Jay?
Really good, yeah. I did pay for them, and they're good. It's hard, don't you? When you do this YouTube and stuff, everybody thinks, you know, they think, oh, you're just saying things because you got it free, but I didn't, honestly. Pay for it. So what's yours, Ross? Because you've got a lot of changing around going on in your life at the moment. That tank's moved, I noticed.
I think, the tank has moved now. It's over here, wherever that's quite hard to point when you're facing the wrong way.
Much quicker than Paul.
It's the opposite way, isn't it?
It's still there. Yeah. The one that's closing down is still there. Look.
Yeah, Paul's closing down
slowly.
Closing down.
It's very slow.
It's like the DFS closing down.
Can I tell you something quickly before we go on the whole moving this tank over here? So obviously this tank used to sit on this desk here.
Yeah.
And I got that stand from Nick, Aquarium Cabinet Solutions, sat the stand there and thought, how am I going to move this tank? How am I going to do it? Now, don't get me wrong, it's only 57 litres or something it is, but 57 litres of water, plus rock, plus sand, plus all the corals and that, and I thought, God, I need to put the strongman belt on here to lift this over, I think. So, stupidly or not, I emptied 2/3 of the water out, so all the corals are out of the water, lifted it, chucked it over there and flung the water back in again. And touch wood, I haven't lost anything yet. So I don't know how I managed that, but it was a case of siphon all the water out, flung it over there and water back in again. There must have been about that much water left in the bottom, so all the corals were exposed. But I think just because it was only for, I don't know, you'll be talking 3-4 minutes.
Oh, it's not long at all, is it? Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just a case of siphon the water out, lift, and then straight back in again with buckets. I wasn't very gentle pouring it back in again. So, yeah, it certainly wasn't pretty, to put it that way. So,
yeah, there you go.
They've done the job and saved a lot of time.
Shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't have a clue how I was going to do it. first of all, I thought, well, if I lift all the rocks out and everything, the rocks are actually on the glass first, and then the sand went in. So if I lift the rocks out, I'll be putting them back on the sand again, which I didn't want. And then I thought if I disturb the sand, it'd kick up. But I thought, that's going to be a nightmare. So
it would be a nightmare.
yeah, just it was a quick drain, chuck it over there and fill it back up again.
Thanks, Mike. I thought I was like, oh, thanks, Mike. That means a lot. And then I realised it's the first one. It's only the 7th of January. Oh, dear. Thanks, Lucid Reef. He's going to drop him a message. That's great. Thank you very much there.
Good stuff.
I wasn't hosting, no. I was just messing about with some buttons, I think, to be honest.
No, you've done a grand job. You've done brilliant.
You have done really well, mate, actually. I'm not going to lie, I thought it might have been a bit of a train crash, but it's been really good, so congratulations.
I've tried to hold it together. I really have tried to hold it together. Where are we next week, then? Where are we next week, and what's happening next week?
I think with me. So the back of my channel
are we back
next
with
week.
Paul next week.
Yeah.
Fish Palace.
I won't be here next week. I'm not available
You're
next
away,
week.
aren't you?
So, yeah.
He's reading up about Pico. He's reading up about Picos.
I'm actually going to the International Pico Reef Conference. I don't know if any of you guys want to go or not.
But...
Brilliant.
Very good. So what's happening next week? Is it just me, you, and
it's the three of us?
The three of us.
Yeah.
The three amigos. So join us on Fish Palace next.
Well, you never know. By next week, both me and you might have built our tanks, our Picos. Well, if I've got mine and
these might be watertight.
I'm hopefully going to have started getting water and everything. I'm definitely going to buy one of those little media baskets from. What's it called? Aquaprint. That's right, yeah. From Aquaprint for sure.
Yeah,
it's gonna be perfect. You can run a little bit of carbon, and when I say a little bit, you're probably looking at like half a teaspoon or something, in it, and stuff like that. A little bit.
It's going to be tiny quantities, isn't it?
Well, the way that I wanted it was to have filter floors at the top, then a little bit in the middle for carbon or whatever you want, and then there's a single bio ball fits in the bottom bit. So it means that regardless of what rock you've got. Exactly.
Well, you could put like a little tiny. I'm going to cut some tights up like I usually do. I'm going to just stick a little bit of roll floss, a little bit of carbon, and then put, like you said, the filter floss on top and let it all just go, flush through it. At least there's one thing is we're not going to put a kilo of bio balls in it. We're not going to be able to get that.
You wouldn't have any room for anything else.
Wow, we've done that before, me and Ross in our nanos. So anything could happen. Yeah.
Not a great idea.
Thank you for all these comments, by the way.
Don't forget to like the video.
Yeah, I haven't got the banner that Steve's got. I haven't got the banner.
Let me check how many likes you've got just now. Actually,
I've really enjoyed it tonight. It's been 2 weeks off. It feels like it's been ages. I've really enjoyed it.
It does. Yeah, it's been good.
And a lot of people have made the effort to join us tonight, and obviously. We appreciate that because it's the chats as well, isn't it, that make it as much as
there you go, Jay. You've got 50 likes on the video so far. That's good,
thank you.
That's brilliant.
Thank you very much, everybody. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend. Well done. Oh, that's good.
I'm off to AAC and he's going to be spending some then, eh?
Oh,
for sure.
I don't know if they stock the Pico tanks, do they?
It's all gone Pico, hasn't it, today? Pico related. But yeah. So, Paul, we need to build our tanks for next week, yeah? And we do. Show what we've done and see how that's going.
Ross, you're going to have to get your genius banners at work of designing a Pico banner for us all.
Logo,
like what you do. What you usually do.
I'll do a little Pico Reef Challenge banner, mate.
Yeah, the Pico Reef Challenge banner. That'll be... can't wait to see that for sure.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome, this challenge. I think
be good fun.
A lot of people are going to be joining us. So anyway, thank you to everybody who's given up their evenings and contributed in the chat and joined the competition and made us laugh and all that sort of stuff. Wish you all a happy new year. Great start and a lot of positives for 2022 with our tanks. And thanks, gents, for joining me as well.
Thank you.
I was a bit worried when you all said you weren't going to turn up.
You're going to be late. Yeah, and a takeaway. I had to put the shopping away.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. I was a bit. I've had some excuses, haven't I, in my time?
You have a few, yeah.
I think the Tesco delivery was the best one. But yeah, thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy your reef tanks, and we'll see you on Fish Palace channel, 8 p.m. next Friday. All the best, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks
very
all.
much, folks.
Have a good
Thanks,
weekend.
Jay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
What do I press?
We might be here all night at this rate, folks.
Is it a 24/7?
Is it ended?
No, it's not.
Julie, did you call the end? Julie, where's Julie?
Julie doesn't
Julie's
press the
already
button.
called it.
You do.
I thought Julie's done it all this time.
She's got a big red button and she presses it.
Oh my goodness. Right, take care, everybody. Let me find that. Oh, there's a red button here. Night, everybody. Take care. Bye. And I want to end.